What is going on, Internet? We are near the end of the Destiny 2 beta, the penultimate day of the beta, if you will, says my good buddy here, the Orphan Beater.
What's up?
Yes, so we have both played the beta pretty extensively, and we were just going to give some general thoughts, concerns, and maybe some improvements that we would like to see come launch. I think we're gonna kick it off with, starting off with Homecoming. What did you like about Homecoming, Orphan?
I like that they didn't keep everything, they didn't show everything until we actually played it in the beta. Like there were cutscenes and different parts of the beta that we hadn't seen before, and it was really dope that we got to experience.
Yeah, I did not expect to see so many surprises, for sure.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was very long too.
The mission itself, I mean, it was like 25 minutes counting the cutscenes. It's wild.
Yeah, I think my first time playing through, I guess that was probably counting creating my character, but it was like 29 minutes from character creation to last cutscene. That's great.
Yeah, it was definitely a good time. It was a fun mission. It was cool seeing the new types of Cabal and stuff that we'd be facing, like those incendiary dudes.
Yeah. Fire hurts you now.
Yeah. And it I mean, it just really set the tone for how the game is gonna be. Like it's all about getting your light back and trying to kill this dude who's taken everything from you guys. This was good.
I felt very connected to the story for the first time. Like, it reminded me of the first time I played the Taken King first mission, where you're going to Phobos. It had that vibe to it, but dialed up to 11.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like when, spoilers for the mission, which I'm assuming if you are watching this, you've already played the beta, but the end when you get kicked off, when you are stripped of your light, and you were literally holding on for dear life with your ghost. Like, I felt so much compassion and sympathy for that ghost. Like, it's just a little robot. Like, that's, for them to convey that was awesome.
Well, I mean, that's Nolan bot, man. That's been our dude this whole time.
Yeah.
As you fight.
Still need so many kill credits.
So is there anything that you didn't like about the Homecoming mission?
Not really. I mean, it was a nice little homage to D1 in the tower with everything, and you got to see Zavala, Tate, and Akora actually do things. And and then I don't know, you go up onto the ship, you see Amanda do cool stuff, and
I think
then you lose everything. I thought it was dope.
Yeah, I can't think of one negative thing to say about it. I mean, obviously I want more, but that's what the full game's for.
Yeah, no, it was fun. It was a good first mission. It was a good mission for us to play in the beta to whet our appetites, and it's not like the D1 beta where it's like the first 17 missions where it's like, oh well, nothing left to the imagination, whereas this one it's like, oh, I've played this one mission and it's even the first mission, so I'm literally not getting spoiled by anything. Even the strike, it doesn't really spoil anything. That there's some sort of a secondary AI and that you're eventually going to get your ghost back, but aside from that, it's kill these Vex on this other planet, kill these Cabal, dodge this drill, kill these Vex.
Yeah, it was a little odd, they introduced failsafe, but to wrap up the Homecoming mission, it kind of segues into it also. My only problem with the story mission, it's kind of an all-around PvE problem, and Bungie's addressed it as well. We were playing an old build of the game, and ammo was a problem for me. In the first mission, I played it 4 or 5 times, and every time towards the end, I was out of every kind of ammo.
I never run into that problem, but I run hand cannons, so I'm always precise headshots, so I didn't have any problem.
Because you're the goat, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, you said it, not me, but yeah. There was definitely a lack of power ammo, but they addressed that. So playing it through for like the second and third characters, like whatever. Like literally, I would just save my power ammo for like the major ultra guys that would pop up every
Yeah.
now and again, like the named ones like Bran and
Oh yeah.
I don't know, Vilgax, whatever the heck their names were. So I would just save it for that. No problem. And I'd save my super for it too.
That shot definitely hit. What the hell? Yeah.
You want to talk about the strike?
Yeah. It's a segue to the strike. What did you think? First impressions, like when you first loaded in, what was your thoughts?
It's fucking huge.
Yeah. I like how you can kind of just go off your own way if you choose to. As people found out, there are plenty of secrets to discover.
Yeah,
Including a lost sector.
It was monstrously huge.
Yes.
Wild.
And they, of course, will have it addressed by the time the game comes out, but being able to do the infinite super glitch, right?
I cannot believe that's still a thing. Like, just stop. God damn it, man.
I bet you there's
Just
like a 25% chance that makes it to the final game.
I could see that, yeah. Which is sad, but...
Yeah, I mean, besides for ammo, I do think that supers should be bumped up in PvE. I felt a little powerless just using primaries the whole time. If they adjust the heavy ammo drop rates and, you know, the ability to have more abilities, I think it would balance PvE much better. But like the strike, I thought felt good. Like the boss had several waves, you know, of different types of damage he's doing, the way he, you know, behaves. Even the environment changed because the floors dropped him out from under you.
Yeah, I mean, he even changed the type of weapons we had too. Like, he'd start off with like a cannon and then get like a machine gun, and they would change art like burns. That was cool.
Yeah, and that'll be interesting once, you know, burns are introduced, nightfalls and stuff.
Yo, and that boss too, like, if you were the last guardian, he would gun you down. Like, he went after you. Like, it wasn't like valid, like any of the, like, what is it, like the Cerberus Braystark, like, who just, like, went in this one specific little pattern and never deviated. Like, he gunned for you, and he would use the entire map.
Yeah, I mean, that was a nice change of pace. Another change they made, going back to Crucible a little bit too, is for reviving, when you get damaged not being able to revive someone, that timer starts over. That's huge for moments like that in strikes too.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't just get a free overshield. You actually have to play smart.
You're taking damage while it's being done, and I like that change. It makes things more difficult without just making things more difficult.
I just got gangbanged by like 4 dudes. Okay.
Or I just got the Titan mark twice in a row. 2 matches in a row. I already had it too, so.
Definitely the that limited loot pool that we had to get stuff from. Like, I got so many duplicates without ever getting like one of everything, which I think is just dumb.
I never got the rocket launcher.
It was shit. You literally didn't want it. Did you get the fusion rifle?
Oh, that's my favorite. That and the shotgun are both great.
The fusion rifle and shotgun are literally 50 times better than the rocket launcher. It was absolute ass.
The grenade launcher's ass as well. I hope that there are better grenade launchers when the game ships.
Yeah, it was definitely weak. I thought the sniper rifle was really bad too, but at the same time, like, just in D2 overall, I think for PvP, I think sniping is going to be really weak overall. Just because it's like, I could use like something that is going to get a kill on a body shot versus where I have to aim to get a headshot. Like, I don't really have to aim with a rocket launcher, especially if it has like grenades and horseshoes or tracking or something. It's like, shoot it in their general direction, get 1 to 2 kills with 1 rocket. Versus, oh, I need to aim everything and try to get those headshots. Otherwise, it's not going to do any damage. It's like, I'd rather just get the for sure thing.
The only benefit to the sniper, and obviously we only had 1 sniper to pick from, and it was a lower impact sniper. So giving, you know, the damage it did with a body shot isn't very high, but with the emphasis on team shooting in Destiny 2, being the 4v4, being the tighter quarters maps, especially like in zone or control, you know, if you're running with a team before and you know, hey, your buddy's popping this guy with his hand cannon, you don't have to worry about that headshot just popping the body. You know, like if you, I think that there's a place for snipers, but it's not the hey, I'm gonna sit in the back and camp out now.
Yeah, like seriously, like if you're listening, if you camp, you actually need to suck a dick and die. Like just stop. You're not wanted in any community at all.
Also,
You
side
are
note, to go along with
absolutely
people who I'm annoyed with the moment in this game, when you are playing control, one person stays on the zone. If you see somebody else on it, like if I'm standing on it, don't come up to next to me, just chill. Like, you are not helping at all. You can hang out in the area, just don't stand on the flag.
Yeah, it's oh my god, we got mercied so fucking hard.
Hmm.
I did how? Like I killed like 8 of them. I swear, dude. Random teammates are the absolute worst. Better off going in by myself.
So to make this a little funny for people who are listening, I'm currently still playing the beta. Orphan here is playing D1 on his alternate account. And
yeah, I'm trying to finish this quest.
He had asked me to hop on and play with him earlier today. Well, ironically enough, just this morning, literally this morning, I uninstalled Destiny 1 from my PS4.
Because you're a loser.
You know, no regrets.
I regret being friends with you.
I mean, that's okay. I'm used to that. Wow, my aim is terrible. I cannot use hipfire submachine guns at all. That's a good segue too. Since we've talked about both PvE and a little bit of Crucible. Crucible-wise, you know, having the 2 different primary slots, the elemental and the kinetic. Do you like that change? Do you think it could be reworked? Hate it?
I'd like absolutely any change that gets rid of the ability to spam sidearm shotguns and sniper rifles. Literally anything that prevents that, I'm 100% on board for. If they had removed all of the power weapons, like what are now considered power weapons, if they had just removed them entirely and made it primary only, I would have accepted that as a better alternative to, you know, how D1 currently is.
Yeah, I mean, the state of Destiny 1 Crucible towards the end of its life is just sad to play.
It's a joke. It's not enjoyable. It's not fun. Like, I'm not having a good time doing this stupid bounty, but I need to do it. I like that they moved, like, it makes sense. Like, if you can one-shot somebody with a gun, it makes sense for it to be in your power ammo. And I like the power ammo economy, like every minute and a half, 2 people can get power ammo and that's it.
I do like that. It's very Halo-esque.
It's like, yeah, you get something, yeah, like you can do really well with it, but it's so focused on team shot, like you can't just go Rambo on an entire team. Like, they will shoot you down. You might get 1, maybe 2 kills, but they will end you.
Yeah, I fully agree with that.
It's a good balance.
Try different submachine gun. I'm not really feeling the red Mamba or this phosphorus. See how that does. Yeah, I mean, I do overall like the change to the double weapons. It makes it, especially for Crucible, very interesting having that ability to have that long range weapon, and then some in close range like a submachine gun, a sidearm, a hand cannon. You know,
yeah. I'm not a huge fan of the submachine guns.
I'm trying to like them. Everyone keeps talking about how good they are up close, and it's a matter of getting used to them.
I mean, if I'm up close, I'd rather use a hand cannon or one of those god auto rifles, like the Scavelock, the Death Stalker, the Sweet Business if you're a Titan. Like, I'd rather use that than I'd use a submachine gun, because like their aim and stability is just atrocious.
Yeah, and I wonder, you know, if there will be better ones. You know, the Risk Runner I've found is pretty good.
You just have to use your exotic slot to get a submachine gun that's pretty good.
Yeah, but I mean, like, at least in the beta build, like, my favorite weapon has been the Nightshade, which is kind of the common gun people have kind of flocked to. And, I'm fine keeping that, you know, unless if there's a better exotic primary, kinetic, whatever you want to call it. I've enjoyed the Nightshade a lot, and I didn't play a whole lot on the Warlock, so I can't speak to how great that submachine gun is to its fullest, but I did enjoy it. And my hand cannon ammo, or aim, is just terrible, as exhibited now on the screen. So, maybe I just suck at the game, who knows? I wouldn't.
Yeah, you do definitely.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, I'm just agreeing with you, man.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Now, I really like Control. I like the map for Control. I like how chaotic it is. Like, there's usually always a time where you can see somebody in a lane. You know, it works very well for this map. I hope that the rest of the maps are just as good as far as balance goes.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
the map was good. I enjoyed it. I'm interested to play the longer range one, the Vostok thing.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like it'll be dope, but I did definitely enjoy the one that we got. It felt balanced,
Mm-hmm.
which is great because games should be balanced because they're not fun when they're not balanced.
Exactly.
Which I thought was common sense, but apparently a lot of game developers don't have that opinion, so that's cool. But Countdown, I really enjoyed. It was a lot of fun. Which I was surprised that I would have fun playing a competitive mode, but it was hella fun.
Yeah, Countdown, especially if you're running with a team, is very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, the map, I do feel is not 100% balanced. Like the outside versus the inside, you know, type thing. Like I feel like there's clearly a way to approach things the smarter way if you're attacking versus defending.
Yeah.
I think
Which is
playing,
good.
yeah, the inside game though I think is it's a little much.
I think the more strategy and thought that goes into the game, the better. Like if you're just running around shooting, not thinking, not worrying about repercussions, sticky grenades, then you know you're a bad player and you shouldn't be rewarded for that.
Yeah.
You know, you should be playing with a team. You should be, yeah. So I've enjoyed the beta because it has promoted exactly that and like shown it's like, hey, if you're not a team player and you can't learn how to be a team player, this is not the game for you. This is the you.
Yeah, and a lot of people have been turned off, you know, because they're so used to how Destiny's gotten, so ability focused. Like you are a superhero in Destiny, and Destiny 2 is all about taking that light away.
Yeah, like I don't know. People are, oh wow, we just mercy these fools.
Hey, guess what I just got as my end game drop again?
The mark?
Yep, third time in a row.
Yeah, that's how this game goes, man. Good
Yeah.
old RNG.
So, as far as Crucible, what would you want to see changed? A lot of people are complaining about the supers not coming up enough, the abilities not coming up enough. I think the abilities are good where they're at.
The abilities are fine where they're at. The supers, I'd like to see charged just a bit faster to where they like come out like around the middle of the game
Yes.
rather than a 30-second mad dash at the end.
Unless if you're
Or,
playing
like,
godly,
legitimately-
you know.
Yeah, like legitimately though, like I've had games where I've like just gone on like 12-player kill streaks and like I'm just like getting tons of kills, capping points, and like I still don't get my super until like the last minute of the match. Like it's kind of ridiculous. And if you join in late on a game,
You're screwed.
literally give up hope. You're
Yeah.
not going to get your super. It's 100% impossible.
I only joined
Like,
in
it's
progress one time. Hey, I just joined a match and my teammate, or someone's teammate left, not mine. Cool.
Zone B secure. You have
But yeah, that would be like my biggest thing is I'd like them to change it just a little bit. I mean, as far as like how they could change it, I don't
think-
want them to give you super for capping points because then it gets back to that everyone sits around on a point. So I think they should just make it where like I don't know, just give a little bit more super whenever you get a kill, or like give you a little bit more super if you're on a kill streak, but not as much as it is in D1.
Mhm.
You know, just a little bit more.
You know, I think since super energy in general seems low, whether it's PvE or PvP,
Lost.
I think it wouldn't hurt to give it a straight percentage buff on how quick your super builds. I think maybe a small number, not a lot, like just enough to where you don't feel so weak in PvE and that you can get your super earlier in PvP, but not twice in a match. I think once per match is good. It makes it really you want to make it count. And if you fail a super, you're like, man, I messed up big time. There's a weight on that.
Yeah. One thing I could see would be maybe yeah, up the super recharge rate a little bit, to where like realistically everyone is probably gonna get that super around mid game. If you're like just going absolute god mode, maybe you get it somewhere around, you know, like a little bit before the first half. But after you've gotten your super, after you've used it in a match, it recharges at 50% the regular rate.
That would be interesting.
So it would, so like if they buffed the initial rate and then nerfed the secondary, that way everyone is realistically going to get a super at least once a match. But then like in order to get it a second time, like you have to be popping the fuck off.
Now,
and if you get it, like it just shows it's like, hey, this dude fucking earned it.
yeah. I like that. What about another change I heard bouncing around from people was changing the time the match lasts, because supers don't really bother me specifically when playing Countdown. It's more of a control issue.
I like the match being 8 minutes. They're shorter, they're quicker. It makes it a little bit more fast-paced because rarely have I ever had a game come down to the timer. Like it'll be like relatively close, like within a minute or so. But because of how small the teams are and how like simplified the point system is gone, if you mess with the timer, like you're just prolonging the match for no reason.
Well, I was thinking more so was like score, but you make a good point. You know, like you don't most matches go to timer, not score.
Yeah, so I wouldn't want to see that as the change that they do to try to fix this.
See, I would like to make it to where if you're a god at this game, giving you the ability to get 2 supers in one game, I think would be a cool thing.
Yeah, but like you legitimately have to like go off.
Yes.
Like you could get like 20 headshot sniper shots off, and it still wouldn't give you a super. Like you have to go in.
I fully agree. Yeah, I think that would, being able to have the chance for a second one really pushes you to want to play better too.
Yeah. So like it's a chance. It's a slim chance, but it's a chance.
Exactly.
And you know, for even some classes, like you don't even need a second super, like just like super energy, like with the Void Walker that you can charge the grenade. It's like, let me get my Void Bomb once, and then after that, you know, like I just need as much super energy as possible so I can spam overpowered grenades. You know.
Exactly. Now, did you get a chance to visit the farm when it was available?
I did, yeah. It was cool.
Yeah, see, I didn't. I wasn't able to. I did watch some videos on it to get an idea of some of the areas in it. Size-wise, compared to the tower, how much bigger, smaller is it?
I mean, it felt bigger because it was just like one big open area versus like the tower that's broken up into like 3 or 4 sections. Overall, it's probably about the same real estate size. It's just one area though, versus like having to run through 5 fucking hallways to get to an area.
Yeah. So does it remind you more of like, not the tower, but say the Iron Temple?
Definitely bigger than the Iron Temple.
Okay.
Much bigger than that. It's like all one level, but it's like much wider. Like there are like cliffs and like lakes and all of the like a giant ass hangar and just all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to being able to explore it. Do you
Zone
think
A
there will be more
lost.
than one social space in the game, like at launch?
At launch, no,
Zone B
I don't think
captured.
so.
Zone advantage.
What
Because like
about?
it's all about trying to rebuild your
Zone C
your
lost.
light and all of
We're
that,
falling
and
behind.
rebuild the tower. So like, I'm pretty sure we're just getting the one social space at launch. Like maybe we'll get another one eventually, but I would be very sad if they gave us
Zone B
more
lost.
than that at the
Your
beginning,
enemy has
especially
power.
since they've been hyping it up. It's like, oh, the farm, this is the new social space, the
Zone A
farm, this is it, this is the only place you have to go.
Yeah.
And then they just throw in like another one at launch. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Come on. Like,
Yeah.
stop.
Make it have merit. Make it feel important.
Yeah, like maybe with the Osiris one, like the DLC that drops, maybe give us the Reef again, I guess, as long as they change it and make it like actual useful. But like, I'm totally fine with just having like the one social space.
So you don't think
Because
there's a chance
it's-
with the base game we won't visit the reef at all?
I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't.
Mm.
I could see it. The big thing would be is that I would want them
The enemy has
to
gained ground, but it's not over.
like if they give us more social spaces, I'm never a fan because I hate having to pick up bounties from 4 different
Yes.
people and have to travel 4 different places. Like, oh, it's Tuesday, I want to go get my Iron Bounty, like Iron Banner bounties from, you know, Shiro and get the artifact, and oh, but I also need to pick up my Strike bounties from Zavala, and oh, I need to pick up these Taken bounties from Petra. Like, it's just annoying. Like, it's not fun. It's just annoying for the sake of annoying.
Yeah, I mean,
So
that's
that's my biggest reason why I don't want there to be more social spaces. I just don't.
I'm not a
Give us
fan of the
one
reef.
really good one.
I liked the Iron Temple. I thought that it did well because, as you know, me and you learned when we replayed the game for at the end there for our video for the one last hurrah plug.
Zone C
That you know you can't get to the Iron Temple till you are end game level. So you know everyone there is at least level 40. They've at least completed all of the story for everything, pretty much.
defeat.
I like that aspect to it.
Yeah, that was nice, but again, like maybe introduce a social space in a DLC, but like don't just don't just overload us with ones for the sake of it's new, you have exclusive people here, blah blah, suck our dick. Like it's honestly stupid. It's poor game design. It's lazy. Like it serves no valid purpose.
Yeah.
Wow, this guy just whipped all 3 of his golden gun shots.
The matchmaking right now obviously isn't really skill-based matchmaking. It's more connection-based, or so they're saying. And obviously,
No,
since
it's skill based still. Like
Well-
I can like after 5 matches, it's 100% skill based.
well, what I'm getting at is just now I loaded into a match. We mercied someone. The next match, I got mercied. So
I definitely think that's something they need to work on. Is literally just the matchmaking. It needs improvement. It needs to be connection first. Like take a map of like every state or every region, you know, draw those into little like, you know, areas, give them their borders and everything, and then literally make it skill based from there, but never take you out of that area. Don't ever take you out of your connection first.
I wish
That's the thing.
I wish you were able to choose. So, you know, I grew up playing Halo. I know you weren't the biggest Halo guy, that you played it here and there, you know, growing up with friends and stuff, but my favorite thing about Halo 3 specifically was, you know, you saw when you turned the game on for matchmaking, you'd see the map of everyone playing the game in the whole world. And you could choose how you wanted to find people, you know, based off of connection, based off of region, based off of, you know, your skill, like. And then when you go into ranked, that was all out. But in the social playlist, you could choose those things. And I don't understand why in 2017, 10 years after Halo 3 came out, we can't do that.
Yeah. What they should do is for competitive, I could understand it staying the same where it's like it's quote connection based and then skill based, but for quick play, literally 100% connection. Skill shouldn't come into play at all. It's quick play. Like, stop.
I agree with that. You know, like if the whole idea of them renaming their playlist to quick play as opposed to, you know, individual playlists, which I actually think is really smart. I hope to keep that in the final game. That way, people are playing the same playlist, and the population, you know, can be okay long term. I think that'll be a big help.
There also needs to be a penalty for leavers. Like, if you're like, oh, I don't want to play Control, and you leave as soon as you find out it's Control, you get a penalty. And like, if your leave percentage is so high, then you get banned for X amount of time.
I like that.
Like, 'cause that's what a lot of games do, and it helps. It makes the community a lot less toxic, because you can't just like leave if you're doing bad. Like, you can, but you will be penalized for it in the long run. Like, you will like start losing shit. So that's what they really need to do, is they need to enforce people like from playing like poorly or passively that way.
Well, again, going back to Halo 3, you know, they had that. If you left, you know, the first match, they warned you, they told you it was coming, and then they eventually, I think it was after 3, they would restrict you from playing for like 15 minutes. You couldn't do anything.
You have zone advantage.
Yeah, mine would go higher than that. Like, literally, like 2 weeks gone.
Dictator orphan over here.
No, well, like that other like very popular games, they have it that way. It's
Yeah.
like, first offense, you're banned for 24 hours. Second offense, banned for a week. Third offense, 2 weeks. After that, banned entirely from PvP. Make a new account.
Now,
Buy PS Plus again.
Now, are you meaning, like, as far as like when you say like ban for the reasons, like just leaving matches early? Just say like, what if your connection drops, or say like, hey, you know, someone dies, it's an emergency, you gotta turn your PS4 off, like.
That's why it's set as a percentage. So like it's like 5. Let's say it's 6% of your total games played. So, you know, once you've played 100 games, you know, you could leave 6 games and be fine. But it's so like like if you're playing and your power goes out, you're fine. Like if you're not doing it all the time, no problem. But if you're just constantly leaving games because you're losing, or you're butthurt, or you're a troll, you're gonna get penalized for it, because you're gonna go over that 6% threshold. But like, if you got an emergency, if your power goes off, if your PS4 explodes, if your cat catches on fire, whatever it is, like, realistically, you're gonna be fine, because it's not gonna go over that 6%. And they can set it up to where, like, say the first 20 games you play, you're immune from that penalty, just to build up a base, so that from then on, you know, you don't have to worry about, it's like, oh, well, this is only my 3rd game, I'm really afraid that my power's going to go out, and then I'm instantly going to be over 6. So give them a buffer to start, and then after that, you know, set that up. Like, that would be the smart thing to do. And legitimately, I would just set that up. Like, once you hit that 6%, your entire account, doesn't matter what character, the whole account is banned for 24 hours from PvP if they do it again, because it would reset after that, and it'd give you the same thing, like, first 20 games, you're fine. But if it senses that you've done it again, 1 week, no PvP. Do it again, 2 weeks, no PvP. Do it again, you're no longer allowed to play PvP. Make a new account. Make a sub-account. Buy PlayStation Plus. You're not allowed to play anymore.
Now, would you want it to also incorporate into, like, strikes and stuff, too?
Zone C lost.
Because people leave strikes if they don't like them. Like, I'm a victim, or not victim, I'm a culprit of that. If anything, the Wretched Eye comes up in Destiny, there's no way I'm finishing that shit. That strike is garbage.
Yeah, I would say do the same thing for strikes, but don't make a permanent ban. Just leave it at the 2 weeks. So like, if you leave X amount of strikes, no strikes for a day. 1 week, 2 weeks. You keep doing it, congrats, man. Just every time you leave a strike like that and you build up that percentage, 2 weeks, you don't get to play strikes. So that's definitely something that, because like, I can understand already that people are going to be upset by what I'm saying with this, but you have to understand, like, it's going off of a percentage. It's not one strike or one Crucible match that you leave and you're done.
Yeah.
You know, it has to build over time, and you get a pillow at the beginning of, like, the first 20 strikes. If you could, the first 20 strikes from PvP matches, and you leave every single one of them, doesn't count against you. But as soon as you do that first one, all of a sudden that's going to go toward your 6% on number 21. So like that way, like I in my opinion, that's fair, and I've seen a lot of games adopt a very, very similar policy to that, and it works. It keeps the player population from getting too toxic, and no one, absolutely nobody, not even Hitler himself, would want for like a Crucible match or a strike for someone to just leave right in the middle of it. That's no fun, because then you're by yourself, you're down a man, you're at an immediate disadvantage, and you have to hope and pray that someone else joins in to pick up slack. And whenever they join in, a lot of times they'll be disheartened because, oh, well, I don't want to play this because, you know, I am, you know, at a disadvantage because now I'm not going to get my super as quickly as the others. So, like, there have to be penalties. Like, I get that Destiny is a fun game, and it absolutely is fun. I'm proposing that it would be more fun if people didn't leave as much.
Yeah, I mean, how many times have we joined up on the strike with the shank in Destiny 1? You know, and
So many times.
And either we leave or someone else's leave, yeah. Because no one wants to do it.
It's always at the beginning, at the war stat, yeah.
You captured Zone B.
That's in my opinion, like, because I've thought about this a lot, because I'm currently looking at going back to school for like game design, so I've just been thinking about like a lot, like what is it in a game do I enjoy that makes a game more fun, and that's a big one. So they need to enforce that to make it like to have it have stakes. That's the most important thing in the world for a game like Destiny that is, you know, 100% relies on other people. Whether you're in the Crucible, whether you're doing strikes, doing raids, whatever the case may be, like social spaces, patrols, like there are people all around you, not AIs, people.
Yeah.
So they have to be able to cull some of that toxicity that we see in Destiny 1, where people will just leave whenever it doesn't benefit them. Otherwise, like, it'll never improve, which I could really see them doing with all of the changes that they've made, and they're trying to make it like a little bit friendlier towards like PvP. I could see them making that change and be like, hey, from now on we're going to issue blank, because I can't tell you how many people I have reported for cheating during an activity or going inactive or quitting, and I'm pretty sure there's absolutely no repercussions, and there never have been, ever. Like, I'm pretty sure no one has ever once, like, actually gotten an email from Bungie saying, like, hey, shame on you, why'd you do this?
The only time I can think of it is maybe when they were talking about those DDoSers back a year or so ago. Maybe then, if then.
Yeah, but they don't even do anything with them now. Like, the people, like, DDoSing is even more frequent.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, like, nothing happened, and someone just left the game. Yep.
Yeah, so
just,
the final thing I wanted to really talk about before, like, the overall final thoughts was the overall feel of the game, whether that means the connection, you know, the frame rate, whatever you think. Like, how does Destiny 2 feel compared to Destiny 1? Does it feel better? Does it feel more the same?
Better. It definitely feels much better. The movement speed is slower. It's a lot smoother of a game, so even though it's still technically 30 frames per second, it doesn't feel that way. Like, it still feels much smoother.
The frame pacing definitely feels better.
Yeah, so it's got an A-okay in my book, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. The connection, I mean, from the bit we played in the beta, I mean, I had a few hiccups here and there with people lagging and stuff like that, and it could have been because they were in Europe or whatever, you know. You don't know for sure, but I do feel like overall the connection seems to be a little smoother. I'm curious to see the final build to see if there's any more improvements on top of that now that they've did a little bit of a test fire with the servers.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I definitely think too that the fact that what is it? That the physics is on Bungie servers now rather than on peer-to-peer. I think that helps with it too. You know, it gives less on the peer-to-peer side to have to worry about and deal with. So it should ideally be helping the rest of the game run smoother for the parts that are peer-to-peer.
Now show them the true meaning of war.
Yeah, so I mean, is there anything else that you wanted to mention that, you know, you thought was good or bad that you know can't wait to play again now that the beta is coming to an end.
Captured Zone C. All zones.
I mean, I really enjoy Control because it's always been like my favorite game mode, but I'm really excited to play the other like game modes as well, just to see how much differently. Like I don't think I'll mind playing Clash whenever ability spam isn't a thing. I don't think you know, so like I'm looking forward to just the new maps too. The new maps on that.
Quick side note: as people are watching this, you'll see what just happened. But I grabbed my power ammo with my fusion rifle. I run up to the area in Control where there's that circle you jump up from to hop up B, and there's a guy, a warlock, camping on the lip of the circle. So I go around the corner, pull out that fusion, bam, dead. That's what you get for camping. You don't camp in Destiny, or any game for that matter.
Yeah, again, like if you camp, please do the world a favor and do your parents a favor. Kill yourself in real life.
But not really.
Like no one
condones that.
No, I definitely do. Like if you're a camper, like that goes beyond just like camping in video games. That goes to just being a shitty human being in everyday life too. Like the world is better off without you, you scum.
Like I said, I guess even in a joking sense right now, I guess it's hitting me kind of hard simply because, as most of the internet knows, and me and you talked about, you know, a few days ago, Chester Bennington from Linkin Park, you know, killed himself. You know, growing up, he was one of my idols. I'm a big music lover, musician, and he is a big reason for that. So his death, you know, being a suicide, hit me real hard. And in all seriousness, don't kill yourself.
Don't kill yourself, but definitely rethink your life. Like, sit down and think about like how shitty you are, and how no one likes you, and how you need to change in order to not be a deformity and a blemish on society. Like, be better. It's just don't be a dick. Like, seriously, like, that's my one commandment. Don't be a dick.
Or you'll get
like,
dicked.
how hard is that? Don't be a dick. It's not that hard. Man, we're dicking these guys.
Man. I just got a kill with every single bit of ammo from my fusion. 6 for 6.
Nice.
I love the fusion rifle. It's so good. You have to be smart with it though. You can't just run in thinking, you know, you're gonna get them. You can't take more than one person on. You know, it's gotta be smart.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah. Oh, hello, fool. Ha, you fool! Seriously, I don't get it. Why do people run in one-on-one in my bubble? I've got an overshield. I'm wearing Saint 14. You get blinded. I don't understand that. I've literally just killed 7 people that just kept running into my bubble one by one.
You have armor?
Yeah. My defender isn't leveled up. I have armor. But, like, still, like, I'm in a bubble. I have Saint 14. Like, get out. You're being a dumb.
There we go. Game-winning kill with the Sentinel. I mean, if there's nothing else, I think we can kind of call it there. I'm overall very excited for the game. We've got, you know, less than 2 months till it launches, and I can't wait.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely excited for the game. Looking forward to it. You know, everything from playing with it. It's going to be a good time, I think.
Yeah. And there will be plenty of content when the game comes out. Until then, I'll post a here and there video on Destiny 2 if there is news or something that dropped that's newsworthy to post a video for. But if not, I mean, we've got about 6-7 weeks. Yeah, we got other games coming out between then. You know, maybe we'll do some fun in between. But if you are new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe, and come back every Monday through Friday. I try to have one video up for every weekday. So, until next time, guys, have a good one.
Later.